confirmation hearings for Supreme Court nominee Ketanji Brown Jackson are scheduled to start March 21st. In the meantime, Judge Jackson has been meeting with lawmakers from both sides of the aisle in Washington. So we want to bring in Scott MacFarlane to talk a little bit more about how those meetings are going. Scott, thanks for joining us. Who is Judge Jackson meeting with?
The judge began with what we call the Big Four: the Senate Majority Leader and Senate Minority Leader, and the top two senators on the Senate Judiciary Committee, which will oversee her hearings. That happened yesterday. There really aren't any votes up in the air with those four. We know where those four are going to come down. The Senate Majority Leader, Chair of the Judiciary Committee, are going to be remarkably supportive. Mitch McConnell and Chuck Grassley, the top Republican on the committee, are likely to be critical of this nomination as the hearings progress. Today, the hearings continue, Anne-Marie and Vlad, as the judge meets with other members of that committee. We'll have Ben Sasse, the Republican from Nebraska, Amy Klobuchar, the Democrat from Minnesota. That's the priority, according to the chairman. They're going to try to get everybody on the Judiciary Committee some meeting time with the judge before these hearings begin. And there's now a date on the calendar. The hearings begin Monday, March 21st, and they'll likely go 4 days. The other U.S. senators will likely have to wait until the hearings have concluded. But of course, the Judiciary Committee is the critical first step. The judge has to be approved there first.
So, Scott, let me ask you about Judge Jackson receiving several endorsements from several prominent conservative legal experts. She also was confirmed by a number of Republican senators to her current seat in the judiciary. Might that sway some Republicans in the United States Senate to vote for her confirmation?
Yeah, Vlad, Senate Majority Leader Schumer referenced those endorsements she received from some outside Republican groups yesterday as an indication she should receive bipartisan support. But outside groups are a lot different than inside the chamber Republicans. According to the Senate Judiciary Chairman, he tells me there are likely about a half dozen or so, maybe a few more, maybe a few less, Republican votes that are gettable. And he told a group of reporters yesterday that some of the names on that list might surprise you, though he wouldn't give us the names. The names we watch as votes would include Susan Collins, the Republican from Maine, Lindsey Graham, the Republican from South Carolina, because they were yes votes the last time Judge Jackson went before the Senate for confirmation, very recently for her appellate seat in the District of Columbia. And the fact that she was just recently confirmed, according to Democrats, is a reason they can expedite this, move this quickly, because her backstory, her background, her opinions have just been reviewed by the same U.S. senators who will vote on her nomination later this month or in April.
You know, the process is going quite quickly. They want things to wrap up by the middle of April. Is that likely to receive some criticism, just how fast they're trying to get this done?
Previously, Anne-Marie, I'd say yes, but obviously the game has changed. Judge Jackson's hearings will begin 24 days after her nomination was announced. That's March 21st. But the most recent nominee to be confirmed, of course, is Amy Coney Barrett, who was announced just after the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and her confirmation hearings began 16 days after her announcement. So the Republicans who may want to criticize the expediency of these hearings have lost a lot of leverage, because in 2020, the timetable moved even faster. But Democrats are going to lean into that prior argument that we just did confirmation hearings for Judge Jackson months ago. We don't need more time. But here's an important issue. Dick Durbin, the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, said in so many words that, yes, the narrow margin Democrats have here in the U.S. Senate is a factor and a reason to move quickly. If this is going to be a party line vote, Vlad and Anne-Marie, they can't lose one person. So expediency is a virtue for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, once you let the genie out of the bottle, Scott, as you know, it's really, really hard to put it back in.
This is the new timeline.
This is the new timeline, and we're talking about, Congress and the Senate here. These people are, I mean, you make an excellent point, Scott. And I'm really excited, too, Scott, because you're going to be hosting Red and Blue tonight, so looking forward to that.
I appreciate that. I think this topic's going to come up, and let me add one footnote. This is, of course, an historic nomination. I asked senators if they're going to open this up Members of the public may want to be here to watch this happen in person, and I don't have a clear answer on that, but they're leaning towards opening up more things on the Capitol campus, Vlad and Anne-Marie. This might be the first big thing to reopen.
Yeah.
All right. Scott MacFarlane, my friend, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And as I just mentioned, Scott will be hosting Red and Blue. He'll have the latest on the upcoming confirmation hearings, of course, and details on all the day's political headlines out of Washington. You can stream that right here on CBS News at 6 and at 9 p.m. Eastern.